Good day, our dear panelists, and to our research advisor, Mr. Rogon. We are Group 1, and we're here to present to you our research entitled The Relationship of Academic Anxiety and Academic Performance of Grade 12 Students in Online Class. But before we proceed to in our next slide, we choose this topic as our study because our objective is to identify if there's any relationship between the academic anxiety and academic performance. The researchers of this study is yours truly, Jeriel Cruz, together with my co-researcher, Miss Anna Calot.
Statement of the problem. Number 1. What is the profile of respondents in terms of 1.1 age, 1.2 gender, 1.3 strand? Number 2. What is the level of anxiety of senior high school student? Number 3. What is the academic performance of the students during online learning? Number 4. Is there a significant relationship between academic anxiety of the student and academic performance in online learning? Participants. The respondents of participants of this study were grade 12 student of Jose Abad Santos High School.
Next slide contains table 1.1, age. As shown in table 1.1, over 40 respondents, 4 or 10% of the respondents are aged 17 years old, 25 or 62% are aged 18 years old, 9 or 22.5% are aged 19 years old, 1 or 2.5% are aged 20 years old, and 1 or 2.5% are aged 21 years old. This shows that most of the respondents are aged 18 years old.
Table 1.2. Gender. As shown in Table 1.2, over 40 respondents, 17 or 42.5% of the students are male and 23 or 57.5% are female. This shows that majority of respondents are female.
Now let's move on to the next slide, table 2, level of anxiety. But before we proceed to our statements, we will use this rating scale to interpret all the weighted mean that we get in each statement. Statement number 1. With a weighted mean of 4.03, strongly agree that tend to panic due to a lot of schoolworks that need to be finished and submitted on time.
Statement number 2. With a weighted mean of 3.88, strongly agree that having a lack of sleep caused by worrying too much and on my academic performance.
With a weighted mean of 3.75, strongly agree that nervousness affects the way of my thinking when I'm being called for an online recitation due to my concern about making fun of my answer if it is incorrect.
Statement number 5. With a weighted mean 3.45, strongly agree that my academic works is affected by my fear on criticism or rejection.
Statement number 6, with a weighted mean of 2.63, agree that every time I go to an online class, I get a negative feeling.
Statement number 7, with a weighted mean 3.43, strongly agree that every time I take a quiz, I'm afraid of failing because I'm unsatisfied with my answer.
Statement number 8, with a weighted mean of 3.1, strongly agree that I panic before an online exam.
Statement number 9, with a weighted mean 3.3, strongly agree that concentration is difficult for me, especially when I'm anxious about homework.
Statement number 10, with a weighted mean of 3.68, strongly agree that I am consistently procrastinating on my studies.
Statement number 11 with a weighted grade 2.93. I agree that due to my fear, I refuse to participate in extracurricular activities.
Statement 12 with a weighted mean of 3.35. Strongly agree that because of my obsession with perfection, I am always striving for perfection in my job, which puts a lot of pressure on me.
Statement 13 with a weighted grade 3.15. Strongly agree that I always have the thought of being scored bad by my teacher because of my mistakes and late work submission.
For statement number 14, with a weighted mean of 3.38, strongly agree that before I begin my recitation and classwork, my hand sweats and shake.
For table number 3, general average of students. As shown in table number 3, over 40 respondents or 29 or 72.5% of the respondents have between 90 to 100 general average. 6 or 15% have between 85 to 89 general average. 4 or 10% have between 80 to 84 general average. 1 or 2.5% have between 75 to 79 general average. And none of the respondents got below 75 general average. This shows that most of the respondents have a general average of 90 to 100.
Now let's move on to our next slide containing the table 4, significant relationship between students' academic anxiety and their academic performance in online learning. After we get the sum of our two variables, we try to compute it using the Pearson R formula, correlation formula, and we get an answer of R is equals to 0.65, which is classified as moderate positive correlation.
Conclusion. Based on the findings, the researcher conclude that most of respondents are age of 18 years old, female, and esteemed student from Jose Abad Santos High School, grade 12 students. Majority of 40 respondents have between 90 to 100 general average. The researcher found out that there is a moderate positive correlation between academic anxiety and academic performance of grade 12 students in online class. By 10 panic due to a lot of schoolworks that need to be finished and submit on time. Having lack of sleep by worrying too much on their academic performance, and nervousness affects the way of their thinking when being called for a recitation due to their concern of making fun of their answer if it is incorrect.
And for the last slide of our presentation, it contains the recommendations. The first recommendation, the future researchers could expand their respondents by including students from another grade level such as grade 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, so the accuracy of the gathered data from the survey will be higher. Second is, for the future researchers, they can add another issues that can strengthen the study. The third is, the parents or guardians should not put pressure on their child's academic performance that can trigger their anxiety. And for the last one, for a better understanding and knowledge, the school can provide some seminars that tackles about academic anxiety and how it affects the academic performance of the students. And that's the end of our presentation or research presentation. Thank you and God bless all.